Hello friends, are you struggling to creating a multiple thread that is eating up more memory? And also you are struggling to improve the performance of the application and you are trying to create many concurrent tasks, right? So what if I told you Java 21 has the game-changing solution which is called a virtual thread. So first of all, we need to understand what is thread. So most of the people you already know what is thread. And so thread is the lightweight process in our Java code that is executed in a separate path. It take its own memory and the CPU utilization. So in a current way, like if we are writing the code in a sequential way, then the program is executed in the same way, right? In the sequential way. So the thread is allowed to execute multiple tasks in a same time, and that will be improve the performance of our application. So this is the very basic the thread lifecycle. We can see when we are creating a thread, it is become a new state, and after that we will start the thread, so it will become a runnable state. And after the execute the task, it will terminate it. Okay. So there is some limitation of the traditional thread, or we can say the platform thread. So the traditional thread is very heavyweight because of the it's managed by the operating system. It uses more memory. It's take around one MB memory, right? And there is some also the limitation of the scalability. Suppose if you want to try to execute 1 million of concurrent tasks, so that time system might be hang out. And traditional thread also blocking your requests. So whenever the thread is tried to perform some input output operations, so the CPU also waiting the response. So that is the also very expensive. Thread management is also overhead of the operating system, because of the every thread is so the operating system managing multiple threads, so it's switching, the context switching is very high, and it's managed by the kernel level, right? So there will be a chance to overutilization of the CPU. If we're talking about the writing the code, so it is very hard to writing asynchronous code. Mainly we are using computable feature or callback method, right? So it is very complex and hard to maintain the code. So now the virtual thread is basically is managed by the virtual machine instead of the operating system. So in this diagram we can see all the platform thread are managed by the operating system, and the virtual threads is managed by the Java virtual machine. Okay. So these are some the benefits of the traditional thread and the virtual threads. This is simple comparison of both of them. So in memory point of view, the traditional thread take 1 MB memory, whereas the virtual thread take in memory in a KB. And number of thread limitations. So there is some limitations in the traditional threads. We can try to create 1,000 of threads, but in the in case of virtual thread, we can create millions of thread, right? It doesn't affect any doesn't affect the operating system. And the blocking behavior, the traditional tech is very expensive because of it's blocking the operating system. And whereas the virtual thread is managed by the JVM, so will not be affect the underlying operating system. Thread creation speed. So in traditional thread it is very slow, and the virtual thread is very fast. So if we're talking about the scalability, like there is limitations to create a multiple thread, and virtual thread we can create like multiple threads. It is very excellent if we're talking about the scalability. Programming model. So traditional thread to writing a code is very expensive or very complex. and the virtual thread is writing the code is very simple. So we can see in the our coming example. So here this is the virtual thread and the platform thread differences. So in this block, I'm trying to create the 10,000 threads, right? So when we try to create the 10,000 thread, so it will take like tons of memory and most CPU utilization, right? So might we will get the freeze out of the our operating system. The same code I'm writing with the virtual thread. So this is the way we can create a virtual thread, right? So thread class has the method start virtual thread, and this is the lambda expression, which is the runnable interface, right? So so same like 10,000 thread will not be take much memory and the CPU because of all the thread is managed by the virtual machine instead of the operating system. Okay. So this is the some comparison of these code like when we are trying to add the 10K threads. So here the memory utilization around 1 GB, and the virtual thread take around 100 of memory, right? And the CPU utilization is very high in platform thread and very low in the virtual thread. So 10K threads is taking around 10 to 15 seconds in platform thread, and inside the virtual thread it takes around 1 to 2 seconds. This is some the real world example. So when we are trying to call the any service or performing the input output operations, so like the virtual thread will not take much time, right? So here I'm like creating the client object and try to make the request to this website, right? So this block will not take much time, and we will get a response in a quick way. So you can try this code. I will attach the Git repository. Okay. So when we use the virtual threads, so these are some common scenarios we can use there. So if you want high concurrency in our web server and using the multiple users, so we can use the virtual thread. If our application want to connect the databases or some kind of the input output operations, so there we can use the virtual thread. If we are using the existing platform thread by using the executor service, then that code we can also replace with virtual thread to improve the performance of the application. And if you want to develop the chat or messaging application, there we can also use the virtual thread. If you're writing the data processing pipeline, there we can also use the virtual thread. So these are the very good example of the virtual thread we can use. So I hope you will get the more understanding of the virtual thread. If you like this video, you can thumbs up and comment your thoughts and subscribe more Java topics. Thank you.